Well, good morning and welcome to our virtual service. My name is Reverend James Parker. I've got a good one for you today. I'm just looking forward to us coming together in love and light. My lesson title today is Meeting Spirit's Call to Life. There was once a church named Spirit Almighty Tabernacle. One Saturday afternoon, Reverend James, the minister of Spirit Almighty Tabernacle, was at his church office putting his sermon together for the next day. Saturday afternoon turned into Saturday evening, which quickly turned into Saturday night. Before he knew it, it was 10 o'clock p.m. He decided he'd better call home to let his wife know that he was still working at the church. He dialed his home number, but got no answer, and thought it was very odd. It's 10 o'clock at night. His wife certainly ought to be at home. So he hung up and redialed. This time, she answered immediately. He asked if the phone had just rung, and she said no. So he decided he must have dialed the wrong number and let it go. The next day, after the service, he was having a quiet moment in his office when the phone rang. No one else was around, so he answered it. Spirit Almighty Tabernacle, this is Reverend James. A very, very shaky voice on the other end of the phone said, Spirit Almighty Tabernacle? Is this a church? The minister answered, Why, yes it is. How may I serve you? With this, the man started to laugh and cry all at the same time and said, You already have. Last night you saved my life. You see, I had reached the depths of despair. I was in the darkest place I have ever been. I had nowhere to turn and no one to turn to. I was even contemplating suicide. It was around 10 o'clock when the only thing I could think to do was to fall to my knees and pray to God for help, not thinking for a moment I was worthy of Spirit's help. But I was desperate. While I was still on my knees, my phone rang. I got up to answer it, but when I saw the words Spirit Almighty on my caller ID display, I was too afraid to pick up the phone. Friends, this story perfectly demonstrates what we're going to explore today. How many of you know that spirit life is calling? Are you willing to pick up the phone? I mean, will 2021 be the year you meet life's call? Are you willing to live with spirit in abundance, love, prosperity, faith, and joy? Well, are you? I want to share 4 ideas with you using the acronym LIFE that will take you a long way in meeting and answering that call. L, letting go of the past. I, imagining a greater life. F, freeing yourself to choose. And E, expressing your divinity. First, L, letting go of the past. How many of you are aware that we cannot meet the call to greater expression of life if we are holding on to the past? Whether you are at a crossroads in your life, recovering from burnout, or struggling to figure out what's next, you can only move forward if you let go of the old stories of your past that no longer serve you. Yes, I get it. Letting go is incredibly difficult. No matter if we hold on to worries about the future or if we keep replaying the mistakes of the past again and again in our mind, it can be extremely painful to move forward when you have lingering difficulties. Yet life is all about continuous change. This means that life is constantly evolving. No matter how hard we try to keep things as they are, we will sooner or later be confronted with relentless changes, whether we like it or not. However, as soon as we cease our attempts to own, control, or fix the people, situations, or the environment we are living in, we open ourselves up to new possibilities. Tao Te Ching, also known in Buddhism as the Way, said, When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. When I let go of what I have, I receive what I need. Thus, in order to be the true person that we are intended to be, it is necessary to let go of old ideas and patterns. In the book of Luke, chapter 9, verse 59 through 62, Jesus said to another man, "Follow me." But the man replied, "Lord, first let me go and bury my father." Jesus said to him, "Let the dead bury the dead, but you go and proclaim the kingdom of God." Still another said, "I will follow you, Lord, but first let me go back and say goodbye to my family." And Jesus replied, "No one puts his hand to the plow and looks back is fit for service in the kingdom of God." What does this mean? Simple. You can't move forward while hanging on to the past. Daphne Kingma said, "Holding on is believing that there's a past. Letting go is knowing that there's a future." Friends, in order to fulfill your goals, dreams, and desires for the new year and beyond, let go of who you once were so that you can meet the call to live the intention you have imagined for yourself. As we let go of what we were, only then can we become what we are. Which brings me to the next step. Imagining a greater life. One day, a little old lady was walking down the street carrying a small box with holes punched in the top. "What's in the box?" her neighbor asked. "A cat," the little woman said. "What for?" "I've been dreaming about mice at night, and I'm scared of mice. The cat is to catch them." "But the mice you dream about are imaginary," said the neighbor lady. The little lady turned to her and whispered, "So is the cat." When we live outside of our imagination, we live outside of our potential. Are you willing this year to open yourself to new ideas, dreams, and possibilities? Are you ready to meet life's call by allowing your imagination to bring in newness? Imagination is the ability to form images and sensations when they are not perceived through sight, hearing, or other senses. Imagination helps provide meaning to experience and understanding to knowledge. It is a spiritual faculty through which people make sense of the world, and it also plays a key role in the learning and growth process. Brezsny said, "Your imagination is the single most important asset you possess." Muhammad Ali said, "The man who has no imagination has no wings." Are you ready to think bigger? The world is full of people who have aimed low and thought small, who want to impose small thinking on anyone who will listen and accept. The real challenge is not having divine ideas, new opportunities, or innovative discoveries come to mind. The real challenge is giving up on the present reality of abundance and prosperity. It's setting standards of smallness for ourselves with limited and low expectations. This year, aim high, dream larger, attain the impossible, and realize you are the vehicle through which life expresses itself. Don't be afraid to think big. Remember, a dream by definition is an idea that transcends the present circumstances and known limitations. Robert Browning said, "A man's reach should exceed his grasp," or "what's heaven for?" What big dream is contained in your intention and theme for 2021? And are you ready to imagine it? Well, are you? Number 3, F, freeing yourself to choose. Someone once said, "Destiny is not a matter of chance, it's a matter of choice." Life is a series of continuous choices we make every day. So the power of choice is something to not take lightly. See it as your superpower because it really can and is manifesting and creating your life, moment by moment. In the Bible, in the book of Job, chapter 22, verse 28, it says, "You'll choose what you want, and it will happen. Your life will be bathed in light." Friends, We don't get to control the consequences of our choices, but we do get to control our choices. What do you want? You have the power of choice to decide where you want to go and from here, and then start walking that path and create a new energy and force. It's all in your hands. You either stay where you are and remain stuck, complacent, or stagnant, wishing that things would go back to how they were and remain shackled in the past, or step up and show up for yourself by making a new choice that propels you forward in life. Because in every moment of your life, you have a choice. You have the choice to become the best version of yourself, and by being the best version of yourself, you are able to serve others with your gifts and greatness and continuously rise higher and higher in unlimited and magnificent ways. It's a choice. Make it and see your life transform. Oprah Winfrey said, "Understand that the right to choose your own path is a sacred privilege. Use it. Dwell in possibility." Now let's recap for a moment. So far, to meet life's call, you must let go of the past, imagine a greater experience, free yourself to choose. And now, finally, E, expressing your divinity, the most important of all. You must remember who you are. A Jewish exchange student left the old country for America to follow his dreams of a greater experience. After many, many years, he returns home to visit the family. Upon seeing him, his mother asked, "But where, son, is your beard?" "Mama," he replies, "my beard is in the past. In America, nobody wears a beard." "But at least you keep the Sabbath." "Mama, you've got to really work to achieve your dreams, and in America, everybody works on the Sabbath." "But kosher food you still eat." "Mama, in America, there are so many different foods to choose from. It's very difficult to keep kosher." The old lady ponders this information and then leans over and whispers in his ear, "Isaac, tell me, you're still circumcised, aren't you?" Friends, don't let go of who you really are. You are divine, a divine expression of spirit. Remind yourself every day that you are here on this earth, not only for the purpose of receiving blessings, but also for the purpose of sharing your good with others. You are divinely created as a channel through which flows life, joy, peace, and love to all who come your way. You are the light of God in expression, and as such, you can be the light that keeps another soul from stumbling in the darkness. With this in mind, speak words of strength and offer comfort to those in need. Share your understanding, forgiveness, compassion, and kindness with all you encounter and the world. You are God's expression of love. As you give your very best, you become your very best. In the book of John, chapter 4, verse 16, it says, "God is love, and those who abide in love abide in God, and God abides in them." Friend, this morning, Spirit Life is calling. Are you willing to pick up the phone by letting go of the past, imagining your greater life expression, freeing yourself to choose? And finally, and most importantly, are you willing to pick up the phone by remembering to express your divinity? Parker Palmer said, "Our deepest calling is to grow into our own authentic selfhood. As we do so, we will not only find the joy that every human being seeks, we will also find our authentic path in the world." Friends, the source is calling us so that we may be expressed in the world. With each call we meet from Spirit, we grow in spirit. As we draw on God's infinite energy, We are changed at the level of our being and invigorated by the winds of love, healing, prosperity, and peace. Like the child that grew from potential to actualization in Mary's womb, the call of spirit grows within us and until it is manifested in the world. And as that child of God was inspired by spirit, by meeting our call to spirit, we are also empowered and lifted up. The strength of God's energy, the empowerment of God's loving embrace unfolds within us, and we receive blessings of opportunity, renewal, wealth, and greater wholeness. Make 2021 and beyond gifts and tidings of a better tomorrow. Meet Spirit's call to life and prepare yourself to claim an abundance of prosperity. Are you willing to do this with me today? Well, friends, thank you all, and God bless you.